Hello everybody, today I will be having a chat about my first summer in Canada. By the end of May you could feel the temperatures picking up and summer was definitely in the air. Not only did things heat up, but the daylight hours increased significantly, with last light in Vancouver being around about 10 PM at night and even later for your more northern regions of Canada. So although the summer is really short, you can really squeeze in a lot of daylight activities with the long days and a lot less rain. So what do people get up to in summer? When the summer hits, there's a palpable energy in the air. Everyone was cycling in families to work, to the parks. Speaking of the parks, there are volleyball games going on, spike ball games, something that's quite popular here in Canada. I haven't really seen it in South Africa. It's almost like a mini version of volleyball. You bounce the ball on a little trampoline. On the fields you also saw many ultimate frisbee leagues happening. It looks like a lot of fun, something I might try in the future. So the beaches are obviously very popular around summertime, and they've got volleyball nets set up all over, like many volleyball nets. And it's not like they're just standing there, everybody is actually making use of them, which I find rather cool. Everybody's very active outdoors. You can't really compare the beaches of Vancouver to the long golden beaches of South Africa with soft sand and crashing waves. It has more of a river embankment feel to it, but it is still a lot of fun to hang out around. You'll also see barbecues pop up all around the parks and the beaches. Propane barbecues, as open fires are not permitted within most parts of the city. Also something I learned, luckily before I took my barbecue to a park or the beach, was that you're not allowed to place it on the ground. You have to elevate it, so you have to put it on a table or stand for your barbecue. You can't put it on the ground due to the high fire risk, something that I will speak about later as well. Also another fun beach activity that you see a lot of people do is the subboards or stand-up paddle boards. I personally joined a water sport club called Club Locarno. You can Google it if you're interested. You also have to be a member of the Jericho Sailing Club, which is a community center by Jericho Beach. And being a member of the club, they've got little sub-clubs within them, or you could join all the clubs. And you could do things like the subboards, you can do windsurfing, sailing, rowing. I do paddling. I like surf ski paddling. You can also do kayak paddling, depending to which club you belong and what your interests are. So enough of the park and beaches. What else do the people get up to? Well, camping is a very popular activity in Canada, especially during your warmer months. Even during the winter months, some people do it, but in summer months it's very popular. I was also surprised to see how much more rugged camping is here compared to South Africa, or compared to South Africa's typical summer camping we are used to. Just to give some perspective, in South Africa, most of your good camps would have ablution facilities, maybe laundry facilities, you'll have running water near your stand. The ablution facilities would have flushing toilets with water. There would be power you can connect to. So we are quite spoiled in South Africa in that sense, and can be considered glampers most of the time. Obviously you have your more rugged camping sites like going through the Barbeques or the Cedarburg area, but for most part our campsites, I would say, is quite luxurious in comparison to the Canadian ones. Especially when you are tent camping here, you will basically have a site and you might have a water point where you can collect fresh water. Otherwise you might even need to bring your own fresh water. A lot of the sites you may not have cell phone reception, you will likely not have a power point to connect to, and there are toilets available, but they are pit toilets or outhouses as they call them, or like we call them in South Africa, long drops. They are well maintained, and if people close the lids they don't smell too bad. But yeah, it's a much more rugged experience. There's no running water afterwards to wash your hands, so you use sanitizer or water you brought along. Don't get me wrong, it's still a lot of fun and the nature is unspoiled due to the way these camps are designed. I went camping with friends at Nairn Falls, not sure how to pronounce that correctly. I went camping at Nairn Falls and I found it very enjoyable. You definitely don't want to forget your bug spray when you go camping or even go hiking during the summer. The mosquitoes are a nice thing about camping is that you can make an open fire at a lot of the spots. However, once the fire season gets going here and the forest fires start up, this perk can get taken away rather quickly. It's not just that fires are banned, you might even lose out on your booking at a camping site because they close down a bunch of the campsites when the fire season starts or there's forest fires in the area. for obvious reasons. And it's not just an occasional thing, it's an annual thing. It happens every year. There will be forest fires. If you have an RV or you rent one, you can have a lot of the creature comforts from home, as there's often RV camping spots that's got electricity. And even if they do not have electricity, some people or some RVs that you rent or buy will have a generator. You can use to generate power or run it off the batteries, and they're like small homes on wheels really. You've got all the luxuries from a house inside your RV, and they are massive and very popular during the summer months. So hiking is also very popular in summer, and there are plenty of day hikes you can choose from that's within striking distance of the city. There are also plenty of multi-day hikes you can go do. Some of the hikes, such as the one we did when we went camping, Joffrey Lakes, you will need to get a permit. It's not a permit you necessarily have to pay for, it's more to limit the amount of people on the route. And typically they'll open at 7 o'clock the morning prior, and you should be on there then and there if you want to get a spot. The Joffrey Lakes hike is one I would definitely recommend. It was beautiful. We've got 3 beautiful turquoise lakes to look at. It's not too difficult. I think it's 8 kilometers in total, but it's very rewarding. And at that altitude we still got, even though it was the warmest weekend of the summer, there was still snow up on the peak, and you still had some ice on the water, and the waterfalls on the route cools you down on a hot day. It's just a beautiful hike. The weekend we went camping was coincidentally one of the warmest, or not one of the, it was the hottest weekend of the summer, with temperature records being shattered. A small town called Lytton actually burned down. I'll pop up the temperature of the exact record here, but I think it was in the 50 degrees. It was very, very hot. Vancouver itself hit the 40-degree mark in certain parts of the city. You had a bunch of the coastline, the little crustacean creatures dying. There was a bunch of dead crabs everywhere on the beaches. It was really, really hot. With the late sunsets, I also decided to do an impromptu midweek hike. I left Vancouver probably around about 5:30 to do the Stawamus Chief hike, the first chief. That's the shortest route over there, and it's a fantastic hike. It's very steep. I think I started around about 7 o'clock and then I was down again just after 9 p.m. It's a very steep hike with a lot of steps to climb, but when you get to the top it is super rewarding with beautiful views of the Howe Sound and Squamish. I did sound like the little engine that could. So getting back to the heat, the buildings here are designed very well to heat up and stay warm during the cold winter months. Most of them, however, are not designed very well to stay cool in the warm summer months. And many of these condos do not come standard with an AC. You do have some that does have AC, but ours does not, and most units do not come with it. I was very tempted to buy a portable aircon, however it was sold out when the heat came. By the time they were back in stock, the heat had relented and we decided not to get one. We coped with just a fan. I would recommend getting a portable AC if your building does not have one, because it can get extremely uncomfortable. So what I did to stay cool during the evenings, I would take a bunch of cold packs or ice packs and I would place them around me in the bed, and that actually helped quite a bit to cool me down. So back in Vancouver and also around the rest of the country, you get splash parks for the kids that are very nice. There's a lot of them located around the city, and in most towns and cities you'll find a splash park or two. The kids really enjoy it. It's fun during the summer months. Obviously it's cold and it's not on during the cooler months, but yeah, it's just a very fun activity for the kids, so alternative to the normal play areas. Summer was truly beautiful, but it is gone as quickly as it came. Snow has already started falling in the surrounding mountains, and a cool fall is in full swing. I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed summer if you are living in Canada. I'm now looking forward to the snowy fun that winter will bring. If you liked this video or found it informative, please hit the like button, and if you would like to see more of my videos, hit subscribe and you can hit the bell if you want to see when I upload something new. As always, stay safe and have a good one. Cheers.